Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the SPNL's Evening Gala, part of the London International Shipping Week. My name is Maria Dragumerli, and I am the Events Director of the SPNL. On behalf of the team, we are very excited to have you all here and finally have an in-person event after so long. A warm welcome to the people that are attending us online virtually. This part of the event is going to be broadcasted live on YouTube. Please follow us on social media. You will find all the links there. Just to mention that our chair, Isabel Reed, was not able to be here with us today, but she's attending virtually. And I will hand over to Tom, who will be introducing the awards and our sponsors. Thank you very much.
Evening all. Another big shout out to Isabel, who's been a real driving force for this to all come together. I know she'll be gutted that she can't be joining us live here today. Tonight couldn't have happened without our sponsors. What a fantastic venue with a good amount of booze is always a good trigger for a good event. It's a real focus onto the London Shipping Week themes, which I think we all agree are key points for our industry to focus on and move forward. We've got gold sponsors tonight, Vortexa and DNV. Vortexa, I think, are live, and DNV are dialing in virtually. Silver sponsors are Conyers and Marsoft, and bronze, we've got the V.Group, who are long-time sponsors of us. SPNL is all about the networking, and it's so valuable to most people's career to network, and these last 18 months it's just been ripped away from us, and we really feel that it's so important to get back to networking like this quickly but safely. So we're hoping you're going to enjoy tonight so that we can keep doing more of these more regularly. The London Shipping Week themes, people, we really wanted to focus on seafarer welfare, those on the front line and I think hardest hit by the restrictions and everything that's come out and around from their seafarer welfare and shipping. Green finance, the UK port of tomorrow is our third category, and green technologies. So just to start with the first one, people, seafarer welfare, we've got DNV dialing in virtually, so I'll hand you over to Kathy Bayliss. Do we have Kathy?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Kathy.
Okay, I don't know if you can see me or not, but I can sort of hear that you hearing me speak at least, so that's good. I'm really very thrilled that DNV have been sponsored and that I've been invited to present this People Seafarer Welfare Award this evening. I've worked as a seafarer prior to joining DNV, and I still do feel a very strong connection to those working tirelessly on board vessels, keeping them operational 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, to ensure that cargoes are delivered, contractual obligations honoured, and also, of course, that trade continues to move around the world. We in DNV are driven by our purpose to safeguard life, property, and the environment, and this award is very much aligned with us and our purpose as an organisation in this respect. Our Maritime CEO, Knut Orbeck-Nielsen, has also spoken publicly on many occasions in the last months in support of seafarers' rights and the crisis which has arisen specifically in relation to the COVID pandemic, but also more recently on the digitalisation transformation we're going through. And looking then at the impacts on the risk landscape on board vessels as well as ashore, including, of course, the human dimension and the fact that this remains a critical component. I think now it's safe to say it's almost more than ever before because of the escalation of implications of things if things do go wrong. Back to this evening and to the awards. I have to say I've looked through all of the kind of nominees and nominations and the different organisations, and I was really extremely impressed by the list of nominees, and also all of which I think highlight the really strong commitment to kind of advocating for and supporting seafarers around the world. Before announcing the winner, I've just been asked to reflect a little bit on some of the work that's ongoing, and just to summarise the work that's ongoing with all of the nominees. So in no particular order, I'll just run through the shortlist. The first one is Cornell Scott Hill Health Centre. who have taken COVID vaccinations to seafarers on board all tankers where the crew members were unable to get ashore due to COVID restrictions in the port. The North American Maritime Ministry Association, who have compiled information on COVID vaccine availability for foreign seafarers in US ports. The ITF Seafarers Trust, who are advocates for promoting and improving the well-being of seafarers worldwide. They're looking to build a world where all seafarers are healthy, happy, and have decent work. V.Group is the next organisation who are working closely with industry associations to ensure seafarers are recognised by UN bodies as key workers and are also working to provide vaccinations to seafarers at the earliest opportunity. The Royal Association of Netherlands Shipowners for their vaccination programme, which is available for seafarers regardless of their nationality or place of residence. And then finally, Wilhelmsen, for being the first organisation to provide a transparent global view on how and where to transfer crew by putting in place a number of specialist services such as testing, secure hotels and transfers. I'm really, really gutted actually that I'm unable to be with you there in person this evening, but I'm really pleased to say that ITF are able to be there and to kind of physically present the award on our behalf. A very heartfelt congratulations from me to all of the organisations that are working to support and improve conditions for our seafarers, and especially, as I said, for those on our shortlist. However, there can only be one winner on this occasion, and I'm very pleased to announce that the winner of this year's Seafarer Welfare Award goes to the Cornell Scott Hill Health Centre. Congratulations.
You guys hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a yes. All right. Well, thank you very much for this honor and privilege to be part of this event this evening, especially after hearing all of those other amazing organizations and all the work that everybody has been doing. It's been an absolute pleasure and a great adventure on our part to be able to get out to these vessels and bring vaccinations to the seafarers that need them most. We're extremely proud and happy to be able to do this effort and really happy to be here tonight. So thank you very much. And this is our team. Thank you.
Thank you. Could I ask Jackie Smith, who is here from the ITF, to accept their award on their behalf? Thank you, Jackie. Who's next? Who's next? It's yours.
Good evening, everyone. Hello. Yeah. Perfect. Good evening. My name is Zaib, and I'm one of the board members of SPNL. The next category we have is green finance, as well as being a one of LISW theme. The UK government published a policy paper on green finance strategy back in 2019. The aim of the paper was to recognize the role of the financial sector in delivering in different environmental objectives, and yeah. So we actually hosted a webinar back in March 21, actually, on green finance as well. So without taking any further time, I would like to invite Vivek, who is a shipping industry economist and strategist, to say a few things about the nominees and to present the award. So Vivek, if you can just come up. Yeah, you can use this.
Thank you, Zip. The nominees are, in alphabetical order, Avance Gas, The world's leading owner of VLGCs, in July of this year, signed a $104 million sustainability-linked term facility with a syndicate of banks to finance 2 dual-fuel new buildings, due for delivery in 4Q of this year and 1Q of next year. Hapag-Lloyd, one of the world's largest liner companies, in February of this year, secured a $417 million syndicated green loan and a $472 million green lease financing, each of which will finance 3 dual-fuel ultra-large container ship new buildings. Poseidon Principles, the world's first industry-specific framework for financial institutions to assess their portfolios against UN global climate goals, added 8 more signatory banks over the 12 months to when we announced the nominees, to take the total to 23. Since then, they've added a further 4 more banks to take the total to 27. And they now account for over half of all new bank debt being extended to the shipping industry. Watson Farley Williams, LLC, the global law firm, in April of this year, before that, in around March time of this year, produced a report entitled The Sustainability Imperative, surveying owners, charterers, and financiers and investors on how they're approaching ESG issues. So, the winner is Watson, Farley and Williams. Hang on a minute, Patrick. We have Patrick Smith, partner from Asset Finance, here to accept the award. Patrick's an old friend of SPNL's, going back many years. We've done many events together. As well as producing that report in March of this year, as Seb mentioned, we did a sustainability financing webinar, and SPNL, Watson Farley Williams, participated in that, and were very useful and interesting in providing insights in that panel. Something else that caught our eye, in April of this year, they advised Taiwanese liner giant Evergreen Marine on a $77.1 million green loan from Banco Santander to finance 4 new buildings. Ships are under construction at Hyundai Mipo, and the facility is also notable because it's the first facility, the first green loan to be backed by South Korean export agency K-Shore. So to accept the award, may I present Patrick Smith.
Thank you, Vivek. That was quite the introduction. There was a lot going on there. Thank you very much to the SPNL for nominating us in that category, in the green finance category, for the award. Thank you to everyone that voted for us online. It's a real pleasure to get this award, accept this award on behalf of Watson, Farley and Williams. Our sustainability report was a real global effort across the firm. It involved all our offices from London, Singapore, New York, and hopefully it provided a lot of food for thought for the industry. And I think the report, though, it's very important to know, wouldn't have been anything without the contributions that we received from industry leaders across the world. We had about 540 respondents to our survey, and we also had some interviews from some leading players within the shipping industry, such as Kenneth Fid at TK, Paul Taylor at Societe Generale, and Catherine Palmer at Lloyd's List as well, who all gave valuable insights into how the shipping industry can adapt and how we can move forward to achieve sustainability. I think the report very clearly showed that we all know what the goal is of carbon transition, but it's very difficult to find out what that path will be and how we're going to achieve that, and perhaps more importantly, who will pay for it. But hopefully we can collaborate and work on finding a solution to that together as an industry. Thank you again. Thank you.
Good evening, and a warm welcome to everybody again. My name is Graham Barnes from the SPNL, and it's my great pleasure to introduce the UK Port of Tomorrow Award. This award recognises and pays tribute to those UK ports that are leading the way with cutting-edge technological innovation and environmental forward-thinking, a real eye to the future in the shipping industry. I'm very pleased to welcome Rona MacDonald from the British Ports Association, who is going to present and announce the winner of this award. Rona, would you like to join me on stage?
Hi. Good evening, I'm Rona from the British Ports Association. So I think it's clear that UK ports are playing a vital role in decarbonisation, and so with no further ado, I'll present the nominees. So we have ABP Southampton for their highly successful 5G telecommunication deployment programme. We then have DP World London Gateway for their investments in semi-autonomous cranes. We then have the Port of Belfast nominated for their state-of-the-art 5G ecosystem within the port. Then Fraserburgh Harbour nominated for their significant progress in rolling out shoreside power connections at their port. We then have Caledonian Maritime Assets Limited for their incredibly successful low-emission and hybrid ferry project. And last but no means least, Port of Tyne for their inclusion in the Connected Ports Partnership, which is a collaboration between major operators in ports, including Rotterdam, Los Angeles and Hamburg. So, unfortunately, there can only be one winner this evening, and that is Caledonian Maritime Assets Limited. However, I don't believe they can make it this evening to present this award. I don't. Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm
Okay.
presenting the award to Rona on their behalf. There you go.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Arthur Risher with the SPNL. Last but not least, the Green Technology Awards. Now, I know I'm the only person standing between you and more drinks and canapes and networking, so I'm going to make this short. But green technology, a lot can be said. Even though we haven't been able to see each other for a while now, we have been able to connect thanks to technology, thanks to Zoom. I have been checking every 5 minutes that I am wearing pants. And it's great to see everyone clap and not click on an emoji. Decarbonization is at the heart of this London International Shipping Week and these awards. And I really believe that technology is part of the answer, as well as the people and the financing. So I'm now going to introduce Seb Prowse from Vortexa. He's going to talk about the nominees.
Hello, good evening. This week there are many events that are focusing on decarbonisation and the environment, London International Shipping Week. And this, of course, is translated into some fierce competition in this category. Most of both the nominees and the awards therefore reflect the variety of efforts that are currently being deployed in the maritime sphere to reduce our industry's impact on the environment. And the nominees are Silverstream Technologies, an air lubrication system that creates a bubble cushion underneath the ship's hull as it travels through the water, saving up to 10% in fuel. The system can be fitted on new builds and retrofitted to existing tonnage. IC, a non-profit organisation that has developed an app that enables all those that spend time at sea on our ships, be it merchant seafarer, fisherman, sailor or surfer, to geotag observed pollution in the ocean, allowing for more effective and targeted clean-up operations. Zero North, originally developed by Maersk Tankers, Zero North is a voyage optimization platform designed to help lead tramp ship operators along the digital pathway, allowing their operations teams to actively measure and manage CO2 emissions together with voyage optimization. IO Currents, a digital platform that focuses on using data to generate condition-based maintenance programs, failure predictions and fuel optimization, allowing ship operators to reduce downtime and fully maximize the ship's operational reliability. The TransHyde project. As with all alternative sources of energy, their scalability and viability depends on the establishment of the necessary infrastructure to support its adoption. The TransHyde project is developing Germany's technical ability to build the necessary marine transportation and onshore supply network to support the transition to hydrogen. And finally, Windship. Harnessing the natural power of the wind is not new in shipping, but what is new is the deployment and design of modern materials in the form of winged aerofoils that can be used to deliver a zero emissions power to a ship's propulsion unit. So without further ado, we'll go to the winner. And the winner is IC.
Thank you. Wow, this is fantastic. First of all, let me say it's actually great to be physically present here. I think that's fairly unique. And just coincidentally, I flew in from Singapore a few weeks ago, so I'm going to say that I flew in for this. I think that's great. A big thank you to SPNL and all the people who voted for IC. It is a not-for-profit. It's a crowdsourcing effort to be able to capture these images in geotag, and I think the support in recognizing it is extremely important for us and really much appreciated. Being a board member and on behalf of the entire IC team and the board, a big sort of appreciation and thank you once again. I think I just want to do a couple of shout outs as well. Big shout out to Graham and Kath from IC. I know they're watching the live stream, and I think, you know, for their tireless efforts in trying to move this forward. A shout out to Steve and Oliver from Chartworld, who backed and funded a crazy idea by a couple of guys when it really was just that, just a crazy idea. And a huge shout out to more than 24 foundation companies, hundreds of the seafarers, and all of our ambassadors from across the world who are really trying to push this app forward. And I really hope that you could take a look at it, back it, and hopefully try to bring it forward in your organizations as well. I think plastic pollution there just isn't enough focus on it. Super inefficient if we're allocating funds for cleanup and the plastic isn't there, and that's a reality. So take a look at it, but once again, thank you so very much, greatly appreciated. And the award would be good too. Thank you very much, my pleasure. All right, thanks a lot.
Shall I go here? Thank you all very much. Oops, Pete. Thank you all very much for your attention. You can now help yourself to the bar. The food will be served shortly, I hope. And for those who have received the award, if you want to take some nice photos over here, please do come over. I feel very important here. What happened with the mics?